Hey everybody, it's Bunny, and today I'm going to be doing one of my most requested videos, and that is how to turn a t-shirt into a tank top. And I'm absolutely crazy about tank tops. 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing a tank top because in Texas, it's really, really hot all the time. It's already like getting into the 80s and the low 90s here, and it's March. I got this shirt for $1 at a thrift store. Anybody who's a subscriber of mine knows that I'm crazy about thrifting. So I got this shirt, and please excuse me, I know that Bless the Fall is a band, but I don't exactly know what band they are. I really only listen to indie, and then I listen to like trance and house and like stuff like that, but I don't really listen to like alternative rock that much. I'm sure they're a great band, so but I really bought this shirt for this like vomiting dog motif with like a bloody nose. It's like vomiting brains or some kind of like rabid thing. I don't know. I just really liked it. Whatever. So that's the shirt that I'm starting off with. Now, besides the shirt, all you really need, I recommend, are like some basic sewing pins, and you can get these really, really cheap at any craft store. I think they also sell them at Walmart. And then you're going to, of course, need a nice pair of cutting scissors. I usually like to leave my tank top straps pretty thick. And seriously, there's about 2 steps involved in this. It's really, really easy. Later this week, I'm going to be uploading another tutorial video on how to turn a t-shirt into a lace back tank top. So this is just kind of like really simplistic. And another word of warning is you'll probably mess up sometimes. When I first started cutting shirts, it was like a hit or miss type thing. So you definitely don't want to take like your favorite concert t-shirt and start like cutting it up like the very first time you ever do this, because like odds are you might miscut, and I don't want anybody to cry over it. I have cried over a t-shirt or two. Not gonna lie. So the very first step that you're gonna want to do is take the sleeves off. And I use the seam that's already there as a guide, and I cut towards the inside of the shirt. And another tip is that you want to make sure that the front and back seams are lined up, and you just want to feel for it and make sure that you're not cutting like one side way in and one side way out, if that makes sense, which hopefully it does. So you just want to start and cut the sleeve off, and I keep that curve going. So there you go. There's that at first, just missing the sleeves. And that's like the basic importance of a tank top, is that it's sleeveless. So here comes the most important part about cutting t-shirts and tank tops. A little bit goes a long way. Like, see this scoop neck that I've got going on right now? If you sit here and you look at this tank top and you're like, oh, okay, I want a scoop neck, so I'm going to cut like here, like, no, don't cut as low as you think you want it, because then once it's on your body and it's like stretching and this and that and the other, it's going to turn out to be like so not able to wear it, because like, okay, A, t-shirt fabric gives a lot, so it's going to stretch out over time, and B, like once you start to cut the actual hole, it just, it doesn't turn out good if you cut too much. So what you want to do is always remember a little bit goes a long way. And what I personally like to do is put the shirt on, and here's where the pin comes in handy, is you want to mark where it goes on your body, like how much you want to cut. And I know that I don't want it to go any lower than this. So see, like a minute ago when I was showing you, like when I was holding it up to my body, if you just look at it and you don't try it on, it would look like I'd want to cut down to here to have a really like deep scoop neck. But if I were to cut down to here when I have it on, it would be pretty improper to wear in public, because it would just be like all over the place. So in actuality, to get it the same length as the purple tank top I just had on, I only want to cut into this H right here. So that's where the pin comes in handy, is you want to take it and you want to mark it And I also usually go a little bit on the conservative side. Like, technically, I think I can cut to the bottom of the letter H, but just to make sure, because you can always take away more, you can't take away less. That's what my mom's told me ever since I started sewing when I was like 4 years old. And then the other way you want to do it is mark about how thick that you want the straps. And so I usually like mine about like this thickness. And so you just want to take it and once again put a pin, and that's your basic guideline. And then just look, and then, about equidistance on the other side. And now I don't get too technical about it because, I mean, once again, like tank tops, like I use them, to wear a lot just when I'm like driving around, or, I mean, I tank tops are a staple to my wardrobe, but I kind of like them to look cut or messy. So I'm not showing you like, oh, measure 5 inches from here and 5 inches from there, but you can certainly do that if you're a perfectionist. I like it more haphazard looking and not exact measurements. So I just eyeball it and I pin it while it's on me, but then I take it off again and just kind of like visualize and be like, okay, does this look like I'd be cutting it the same? Here is the second major tip. As you can see on the back of this tank top, see, it's up way higher than the front. And the good thing about that is it kind of works as a stabilizer. And so what I do is I only cut this front portion of the shirt. I don't cut the back portion. And I'm going to start like from here and then go out. And then go back to the neckline. I'm not going to cut anything on the back. I'm going to leave this right up at my neck. What I do is I start cutting just where this seam is, and that's where I cut in on the shirt. And then another big tip to do right now, when you have it cut about halfway, you don't even really have to measure, because an easy tip that you can do is to just fold the fabric over and line it up with the neckline, this thick ribbed part, and then use some of your straight pins and then just pin that down. And this is going to give you a mirror image. You're going to be able to cut the exact same distance off that you cut over here, and it's going to make it a lot, it's going to make sure that you have the same thickness straps and that you don't cut lower on this side than you cut on this side. So I just pin it in about 3 spaces. And then all you're going to do is just follow along that line of the little pattern that you just made. And that's basically it. Once again, this is like the easiest cut that you can do to turn t-shirts into tank tops. And now what I'm probably going to do, I generally like my tank tops pretty baggy, but this is like a size medium or a large, so it's really, really big on me. And now I haven't tried to like bust out the sewing machine to do any sewing machine tutorials yet. But what I am definitely going to do with this one is take in just a little bit. I mean, I don't like my tanks to be skin tight either, but I'm probably going to take it in about this much. But all you have to do is turn it inside out and just do a straight seam up both sides. And that's a really simple alteration if you do sewing and you do have a sewing machine. So my next tank top tutorial is going to be a little bit more difficult than this, but I'd gotten a lot of requests on how to just cut it basic, so I did this one first. So I know this is like a super easy tutorial, but I hope people still enjoyed it. And this is basically what I do with every t-shirt that I ever get thrifting. I always just cut it into a tank top. Please take a moment to subscribe, comment down below, and you can also add me on Twitter. My name is Pretty Vacant, and I'll put it right down here. And I will see you guys later. Bye!